Well, it looks like, remember the 3D movies where we wore those
Yeah, I don't
stupid
like. Yeah, it's
red and blue glasses in the theater and
it
looked like
really takes
idiots?
away from the card. Like
Yeah.
to see a bile color when you look at a beautiful card, I'm not interested. But congratulations to the buyer.
Isn't yellow your favorite color?
Canary yellow, not vomit
Oh.
yellow. Yes,
Oh,
canary
okay.
yellow.
All right. Good day, Phil.
Hey, Josh, how's it going?
It's going. You ready for the top 5 hockey card sales from last week?
I'm ready for the top 5. Let's go.
No more than 5. All we can afford is 5 around here. Okay, let's get right into it. At number 5 this week is a 1979 O-Pee-Chee Wayne Gretzky rookie. It's graded KSA 9.5, which on their scale is near gem mint, and it sold for $18,326 US dollars via eBay on October 23rd. I feel like we're seeing this type of card a lot lately with the Wayne Gretzky in a high grade but sort of alternate kind of type grading company. I know KSA and Mint are Canadian specific companies, but so here's the things I want to talk about with this card. The first is I'll never understand how somebody takes photos like this and a buyer will pay $18,000 for this card. There's shadows on the top edge of the card. The angle is off. I could barely crop the photo to make it look presentable on the screen here. Boo. I'm tired of this, but that's just me. The next thing, Phil, is I hate doing this. I really, really do. But if I have to put myself in the position of would I spend $18,326 on this card? And I'm not the world's foremost Wayne Gretzky rookie expert, but I have learned a bunch, working with Jeremy Lee for so long and reviewing so many of these. For an O-Pee-Chee, these edges are super crispy. And that doesn't mean that there's anything going on. But this card in this slab with this amount of money, I want an expert to, before I spend the money, to undoubtedly convince me that the card is authentic and it has not been altered or trimmed in any sort. I'm not saying it has, but those would be my red flags. What do you think?
Those are good red flags to bring up. Let's pull back a little bit. So what we have here is a beautiful, iconic card, probably the most popular hockey card ever created, and it is graded by a grading company. What do grading companies do? They offer their opinion out of 10, and they have every grading company has its own criteria. I think we've established that PSA's criteria seems to be the most universally accepted. And one of their pieces of criteria that they're a big stickler on is minimum size card requirements, the physical size of the card. KSA, as someone who lives in Canada and has been collecting cards for a long time, KSA, I believe, does have that criteria, as they have graded cards or suggested cards might be miscut or compromised, we'll say, but they're a lot more lax on it. So a lot of folks buy well-graded cards and let's say a KSA slab or even a CGC or Beckett slab, and they think they can cross over, grade it similar or if not better to PSA. And it usually, more times than not, does not work out that way. So buyer beware if that was their plan here to get a Wayne Gretzky 9 or 10. They might get a 7 or they might not even get it graded because it might be miscut.
Yeah.
Now, does it mean the card's miscut? That's just PSA's opinion. That's all it is. It's one person or multiple people's opinion that work at a company. So
there is a difference, though, that I would like to point out. And this is not intended to be a PSA commercial, and this is not anything offense to KSA, but it's part of the PSA service that I am growing more and more to appreciate. If this exact card is in a PSA slab, and I pay $18,000 for it, and I show it to Jeremy Lee, and he's like, "Oh, this is not real," or "This card is definitely trimmed," or something like that, what you have to fall back on with PSA is that guarantee. Right, where if I can prove to them that this is not legit, they're going to give me my $18,326 back. And your opinion on, whether you like the slab or you agree with the grading or that aside, to me, when you get into prices at this level, that is almost a necessity for my peace of mind, to your point, because on any day when a human being looks at a card, mistakes can be made, whether that's at PSA or KSA or Beckett or any other grading company. And I'm just valuing more and more that guarantee. And that's probably why I would shy away from this specific copy. And it has nothing to do with KSA, because PSA is just as capable of making a mistake, but I want that peace of mind of that guarantee.
I would ultimately like the person who bought this card. They have an O-Pee-Chee rough cut raw card in their top loader binder, and
Yeah,
they just wanted maybe a sheet cut, maybe a very crisp version of the O-Pee-Chee card, and they're cracking this and just keeping it in their personal collection. If that's what the person who bought the card did, I think they did a great job and they made a
fair.
great purchase. The odds of that are very not good. So I want to know. I'd love to chat with the person who bought this card. Maybe they just got a $500,000 bankroll and they're taking some chances. They're like, yeah, I'm winging it. They crack it out, send it to PSA, and it gets an 8.5. And he sells it, breaks even. I mean, I don't know what 8.5s go for, but
Let us
buyer
know your
beware.
opinions in the comments too. I mean, if we're wrong, we're wrong, right? I mean, this is a great. Would love to learn more about what people think regarding this scenario. All right, let's move on to number 4. We've talked a lot about this card, especially on the podcast.
Cool.
We did the Slab Sharks live show. It's a 2024-25 Ultimate Collection Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith rookie tandem NHL Shield patch out of 2. No auto, just the Shield patch. They're both player worn jersey shields. It sold for $32,714 US via Slab Sharks on October 23rd. The Shield market be booming, Phil. We know that. And it does help that Macklin has gone pretty much scorched earth on the season so far in 2025-26 after he humbled my Minnesota Wild the
Yeah,
other
what a
night.
goal. What a goal
Uh,
overtime. Yeah, I watched that live. That was wild.
yeah, he's got 6 goals and 15 points in 9 games so far in his second year, and he's not even 20 years old.
New Sidney Crosby. Canada needs it.
And who knows? Maybe Macklin and will be so good, and Smith will be good, where the buyer of the Shield could be laughing at any doubters a couple years from now. But that being said, if this was my card, I would have happily sold it for $32,000.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. Every time I'm trying. So I'm very conflicted. This is net positive, good for the hobby, but I mean, it makes it unattainable for so many of us. But then, I just flip flop back and forth. It puts eyes on our hobby. The Shield thing is getting a little nutty, but I like it. I like watching. I like being an observer. And every time I go through all these thoughts, and there's other doors that are opening and closing, the last thought that makes me chuckle out loud is, "Oh my God, it's a one of 2." It's not
Yeah.
a one of one. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a great card. It's a beautiful card. The players seem to be working out pretty good. I think all our jaws dropped a little bit when we saw the final price, but I get it at the same time. It's interesting. It's we're watching the evolution of our hobby in real time.
Opinion question for you.
Hmm.
The owner of the second copy of this
Yeah.
puts it up to auction next week. Does it go for half of what this one sold for?
I do not have an educated guess on that.
I think about half is what it would get. So, whoever.
Wouldn't the same buyer want it? I mean, not at this point. Wouldn't the same buyer want the second one?
I don't know. I think it's definitely first mover advantage with this one. Okay, let's move on to number 3 this week. We have another Wayner. It's a 1979 O-Pee-Chee Gretzky PSA 8.5, sold for $48,000 US by the Fanatics Premier on October 24th. Don't worry, Phil. It's the last Gretzky rookie this week.
Well, I guess I know what an 8.5 sells for now. So
Yeah. And this is that tweener grade 8.5. That's a pop of only 53 with PSA. There's been 4 sales of an 8.5 in the past 12 months, and this is the highest of the 4. It's also the second highest all-time sale for a PSA 8.5. The top sale was during the pandemic when that one sold for just over 65,000 US dollars in March of 2021. A decent overall copy. Some kind of registration issues. The yellow plate is a little offset. I don't know. I mean, what do you? Again,
Beautiful
we say
card.
we say it all the time. It's beautiful, but you really have to do your homework. Find somebody that understands all the details and nuances of this card, and to help you make the most informed decision. Don't buy just the number grade on this one for sure.
The eye appeal from this picture looks fantastic. Got a little bit of the rough cut on the left, not much, just enough for me to not want it sheet cut. I mean, you can just tell.
Yeah.
What really takes this away from me is my most hated feature of a Gretzky rookie card is when the registration is off with the yellow. It looks like vomit, and I don't like that.
Well, it looks like, remember the 3D movies where we wore those
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah,
red and blue glasses in the theater?
it really takes away from the card. Like to see a bile color when you look at a beautiful card, I'm not interested. But congratulations to the buyer.
Isn't yellow your favorite color?
Canary yellow, not vomit yellow. Yes, canary yellow.
All right. Well, we got to go right to number 2 because this is holy moly, Phil. At number 2 this past week is a beautiful vintage card, as this 1954 Topps Gordie Howe SGC 9 with an NBA gold label sticker sold for $51,782 US via Heritage on October 24th. This is a huge record vintage sale. It's the highest sale for any copy of this card, graded or raw. The previous high was just about half, $27,631 US for a PSA 8.5 this past May. The last time, Phil, an SGC 9 sold, it went for $15,600 US in 2018. So that is a 3x jump almost on a SGC 9 copy. Now, of course, this card does have that additional NBA gold label eye appeal, which I'm sure factored into the buyer's bid equation. Beyond that, though, the 1954 Topps set is the first Topps hockey set produced. And I think by vintage people and Gordie Howe collectors, this specific card is most often regarded as the second most iconic Gordie Howe card, behind, of course, his 1951 Parkhurst rookie. So, 2 questions for you. What do you think of the card overall? And then, what's your opinion on these sort of third-party eye appeal services that give their opinions on graded copies that have already been graded by a grading company?
I'll answer your second question first. It wouldn't add value if I wanted this card and I saw that Mike sticker. Was it Mike Baker? Or
Mike Baker, yeah. And he's the original PSA grader, I believe.
Yeah, I would be upset that it adds a premium to the card. I'm very confident. I'd even say arrogant, because I'm me and I know what I like in my cards, and I'm not a reseller. So that I would be upset that Mike Baker sticker is on there, because I know it's going to add a premium on the bids. So if that he does have a good eye, I mean, it's not hard. Like, if you have a room of 100 people and 90 of them all agree that a card has good eye appeal, what do you need Mike Baker for? Just ask your friends. Second,
do you think we could make a lot of money creating like a double sticker company that rates Mike Baker's opinion of the card?
Yes,
so
I do think
not only have SGC 9, Mike Baker's gold, you would have the Gongshow thumbs up or thumbs down.
Even if that was a profitable idea, which it probably would be, my life would not be rich. I'd be poor, because
it's ridiculous. What do you mean?
Your life would be so useless. You know,
I'm imagining like all the layers of opinion.
Yeah, but it would be. There's someone out there. It's gonna. I mean, they do videos about that. I'm doing a video review on YouTube of that guy's video review. Thank goodness we don't do that. What was your first question there, big boy?
What do you think of the card overall? Are you a big fan of this card?
Hey, is it a drawing or is it a picture?
It looks like a Norman Rockwell drawing a little bit.
Yeah, not very.
This card has grown on me.
How's Canadian though? I'm not interested in Americana when he's a Canadian.
Yeah. The part that tripped me up at first about this card is I'm not a big facsimile auto guy. Like, I know like you collect some inserts that are very rare and that have facsimile autos. I just don't love that thing. But my appreciation for this card has definitely grown, and it's a beautifully designed card.
I appreciate and respect the crap out of this card. I just don't have a place for it in this house. Do you think when they were deciding on the Red Wings name if did they make the logo first and then say, okay, we have two choices. We're the Red Wheels or the Red Wings. Do you think they
I
did
don't
that?
know.
I don't know. Or
We
Red
should look into
Spokes.
that for the podcast, like do a history of like how team names became the names.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good winter project for
Yeah.
Phil. Yeah.
Copyright
Um,
us. Nobody else do it.
okay. Just the
All right, you
original
ready for
stick.
number? Yeah, ready for number one?
Mm-hmm.
And number
Oh,
one this
nice.
week is a banger. It's a 2015 The Cup Connor McDavid rookie patch auto out of 99. It's a PSA 9 graded copy, sold for 90,000 US dollars via the Fanatics premiere on October 24th. This is the only PSA 9 copy of the card that's ever sold publicly, and now it's the third time in the past few years that this exact one has sold. So it seems to be getting passed around a little bit. The two prior sales were for 102,000 each, so it's about like an 11% reduction over that. My opinion on the card is overall great patch. I don't love the auto on this one though. It's
No.
pretty streaky for a McDavid auto, and this is like where we always have the gripe on this particular RPA year from the Cup, where they put all the unnecessary words, autographed rookie patch. It's like, yeah, duh. I can tell it's autographed. I can tell there's a patch and it says rookie on the side. So, and I think that given the auto's streaky, that it just magnifies the negative impact of that.
Yeah, it's too bad. What a shame. I mean, Connor's very excited to see the viewer of the hockey card. What a patch. Very
Great patch.
yeah, it's fantastic. That auto, yeah, that's if you're gonna blow over 100 grand Canadian, I'd want that autograph to be a little stronger. Maybe someone I always wonder, is the pen running out of ink or are they just in a rush?
I think they're just, it's probably a little bit of both, but they're, yeah,
Yeah.
speedy, not taking their time. But why would they care though? They don't care.
Yeah, they don't even know who we are.
All right. Well, what do you think? What was your favorite card this week?
Probably this one. I'd probably go this. I
Are
really
you
like
kidding
that.
me?
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding you. I'd go with the McDavid over the Howe, yeah. I know
You're
that's
wrong.
disrespectful maybe, but I'm not wrong. How could I be wrong?
Because I said.
Yeah, fair enough. I
All
like that
right.
8.5 Gretzky too, though, other than the yellow.
Yeah, the yellow thing,
It
especially on the
just stands
Oilers
out
part.
so
And
much.
then
It's
you, if you get really close, you can see on the right side there's the halo too, and then the oil
yeah.
drop. So those are the three.
And then you can kind of see like a big skid mark down the right side of the column. Yeah.
That's the technical term, actually, skid mark. I'm glad
Skid
that
mark,
you
yeah.
brought that up. So thank you for that. Okay, that's your top 5 hockey card sales from last week. We can't stop, won't stop. Even Expo Week next week, we'll be back with it again. So talk to you then.